Hello, friends. How do you do? Fine. Good. So here we have got today sentence 12. The true marshalling of degrees of sovereign honor are these. Sovereign honor. Sovereign means first class, the best. Marshalling, ordering, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know. This group of people, they have got first rank. That group of people, they have a second rank, and like that. So the true marshalling of degrees of sovereign honor, that is ordering thus. In the first place, condictores imperiorum. Condictores imperiorum, that is Latin. Condictores imperiorum. See, Latin is a phonetic language. So you read and write in the same way. Condictores imperiorum. The meaning is founders of states and commonwealth. Founders of states and also commonwealth. Commonwealth means a cluster of 2 or 3 countries. Commonwealth is a British Commonwealth. We have got many members there. So that is founders of states and commonwealths, such as were Romulus. Romulus, the founder of Rome. Cyrus, the founder of Persian Empire. Caesar, the founder of the Roman Empire. Romulus, founder of Rome, and Caesar, founder of Roman Empire. Ottoman, Turkish Empire, founder. Ishmael, the founder of Persian dynasty. Persian dynasty. So they are all founders. So they are getting the first rank among people of honor and reputation. People who have won honor and reputation, first rank that goes to founders of states like Romulus and so on. Second rank goes to legislators, Latin. Legislators. That means legislators, lawmakers and lawgivers. Legislators. Lawgiver is given the text, which are also called second founders or perpetui principes. They are also called second founders or perpetui principes. Perpetui principes. Because what happens is even after their death, their law will govern us. So they are perpetual. Their influence is perpetual. Because even now we can see we are following the Roman law. So that's why they are perpetual, eternal, lasting forever. Perpetui principles, because they govern us by their ordinances, mean their law, after they are gone. Such were. So lawgivers are such that their name is, or they govern us even after they go. They not physically govern us, but their laws govern us, even after their death. Such were Lycurgus. Lycurgus, the lawgiver of Sparta. Spartan, you have heard of Spartan. Lawgiver of Sparta. Solon, the lawgiver of Athens. Justinian, who codified the Roman law. Edgar, who made a law in England where equality of Danes established. You know, in history, Danes came from Denmark and settled in England. Actually, they are foreigners, but they came and settled. After some time, they got themselves assimilated to the English or the Saxon race. Of course, when you see originally it was Celts, then there are Saxon invaders, afterwards came Dane. So they were given equal status by law. Alphonsus of Castile. Alphonsus of Castile is, that is the wise. Alphonsus of Castile the wise, that made Sieta Partidas. Sieta Partidas, seven parts of the Spanish law. The Spanish. So that is Alphonsus. They are lawgivers. Alphonsus of Castile, the wise, that made Sieta Partidas. Sieta Partidas means seven parts. Seven parts of the law. Understand? And now the third place are liberators or salvators. Liberators or salvators. These liberators or saviours, that's the meaning. Latin name. Liberators or saviours. So either it can be civil war, like that. Liberators or saviours, such as compound the long miseries of the civil wars, or delivered the country from what we can say strangers, or servitude of strangers, or tyrants, as Augustus Caesar. So Augustus Caesar, actually there was a power struggle between Augustus Caesar and Antony, and Antony was defeated in the battle of Actium. So that power struggle, actually it was a civil war. So it was Augustus Caesar who put an end to that. Means a savior, we can say, a liberator. Vespasianus, again he was the Roman emperor who put an end to civil war. Afterwards there was a power struggle again. So he managed to defeat all his opponents and saved the country. Aurelius, another emperor of Rome, he managed to defend the country from the attacks of the Greeks and Vandals. V-A-N-D-A-L-S, Greeks and Vandals. Means we can say some kind of rebels, Aurelius. And Theodoricus, he liberated Italy from the Ostrogoths. Ostrogoths liberated Italy. And King Henry VII, he ended the Wars of the Roses. You know the Wars of the Roses in the civil war within England. So he ended that. And finally, Henry IV of France, he ended the struggle between Catholics and Huguenots. So they are the people who brought peace to the land. First we have founders, secondly we have lawgivers, and third we have liberators and people who saved their subjects from citizens, from the civilians, from such struggle as Wars of the Roses, or liberation of Italy, or ending the power struggle in Rome between Augustus Caesar and Antony, or afterwards two more power struggles were there. All these were put down by, say, Aurelius, and also we have got Vespasianus. So these are people. So in the fourth place are propagators or propugnators. Propagators or propagators or propugnators. Again Latin this. That means extenders and defenders of the empire. Means annexing the territory from neighboring countries. Caesar is best example, Julius Caesar. He founded the Roman Empire. Romulus founded Rome. That's the thing, difference. So what Caesar did, we know in history, Gallic wars of Caesar, very famous, Gallic. That is French. he, with his army, he invaded France, and then France became part of the the Roman Empire. Like that British Empire, yes. So in the fourth place are propagators or propugnators, extenders or defenders of the empire, such as in honorable wars, enlarge their territories, make noble defense against invaders. So we have got plenty of such examples. So there is no need of giving. And in the last place are patras patrio. Patras patrio. Patras patrio. These are all Latin. Patras patrio. The last place we have patras patrio. Fathers of their countries, which reign justly and make the times good wherein they live. So they are fathers of their country. They are not emperors or kings. So like for example, we have our Mahatma Gandhi, father of our country. So Nelson Mandela. So they are fathers of their Abraham Lincoln or George Washington. So these are people, fathers of the church. Actually, they must be placed in the first rank. See, and then times becomes they made the times happy. Both which last kinds. That means we have got propagators, those who invade the neighboring countries or faraway countries and make their country an empire. That is propagators, extension and invasion. And also patras patrio. Patras patrio, such people their list is, you have got plenty of them. Both which last against need no examples. They are in such numbers. There are huge number of people are there in history. Therefore he says there's no point in giving a long list or a litany of such people. So this is how the sovereign honor reputation, those who won faultless reputation, sovereign honor for their country and for themselves. So this is actually, these titles are conferred by state. Understand? The state honors there. You have got first is founders of the state, second is lawgivers of the state, and third is you have got liberators of the state, and fourth is you have got invaders of other states, extension of the empire, and fifth is you have got patras patrio. So now you have got a number of them. So this is how the honor is distributed, honor is conferred. Rank 1 is founders, rank 2 legislators, rank 3 liberators, rank 4 you have propagators, means extension, rank 5 patras patrio. So this is how reputation or honor and reputation, or you can say honor is conferred upon us. Like I told you the other day, that is the British Queen's is knighthood. We have in India, we have got Bharat. See, then you have got Padma Shri, Padma Vibhushan and all those. Isn't it? Veera Chakra and so on. So you have got many titles like this. So they are according to rank. The highest rank is Bharat Ratna. Like that. You have got. These are different honors conferred upon people who won for themselves honor and reputation. And what is honor and reputation we have seen? That is a man's expression of a man's value and worth without a fault, that's the thing, without advantage, his merit. So this is how the state recognizes the merit of such exceptionally gifted people. It can be founders, it can be lawgivers, it can be warlords, it can be liberators, it can be fathers. Listen. So hope that you are enjoying these classes and getting benefit out of it. So we will see again, till we see again. So remember this, keep distance and keep corona away. So let us together fight it out. Isn't it? This is a war against it is a war against a virus. A war against a virus. The warriors are fighting. Who are the warriors? We have the doctors, we have got the nurses, we have got the hospital staff, we have got the forces, police, then all the forces against army is also army, board of security force, we have. So they are all the warriors, so to say. Then many volunteers, ASHA workers, the health visitors, they are all together putting up a very tough fight. Definitely we are going to win. So till then, keep this slogan in your mind. And you know, at times you just shout it out so that some other people also may follow this kind of rules. These kind of slogans. But slogans, of course, give you some energy, you know. So we can say energy boosters there. Listen. Hope that we will all together fight, and we will see that there will be an end to this pandemic, not only in India but the whole world. The world will come out successful, no doubt about that, with all our energy and goodwill and tough fight that we are giving to this virus. So bye, see you again. Hope that, as I told you, you are getting some benefit out of my classes. If so, you should definitely share, like and subscribe. Thank you.